Hi YouTube. You're watching Working to Relax, and today, as you can tell, I'm out of breath here. I brought home the 92 and set it up here in the yard, and was just oiling up some jacks, the stabilizers, with some PV Blaster. Last jack I happened to run out on, so I kind of hoofed it and muscled it through, so that's why I'm kind of out of breath. Thank God for automatic leveling today. Of course, that's what makes guys like me fat. So here is where we're at. I think you can see there we got that one down, and that one up in the front there by the steps is down. It's pretty leveled off. Just gonna do some cleanup and a little bit of farting around with it today. I got a new LP regulator. We're gonna switch that out, put one on, and throw some 20-pound bottles on here and see if the fire will furnace up. The furnace will fire up. Bleh, out of breath, can't talk. These here are some old school weight distribution bars. They use these brackets here on the frame, and then they fit a little differently into that hitch head than what the one on my J-Flight does. But that's the old-fashioned way. Those are actually bars from 1984, 5, 6, somewhere around there. My grandparents had those to pull their 22-foot J-Flight, or J-Flight. Boy, I can't talk today. J-Series. So, when they traded up to this particular model in 90, the guy told us then that the bars weren't heavy enough for the trail that they'd bend, which he's right. I mean, when I hooked this up, the bars were kind of bowing a little bit. And, of course, this thing is empty. You know, empty is one thing, loaded is another. They're only 600-pound bars, no propane tanks, no bottle, and it is a front kitchen, so that does add a lot of extra weight. So down the long run, this really needs like 1,200-pound hitch setup. So yeah, we got that jack went down good. The one on the door side or passenger side camper went down good. This one here, we had some trouble with. We picked up the. I tell you what though, they oiled up and they work nice. Anybody ever comes across 4 of these old school? They're actually, they look like they're aluminum, but they don't rust per se. I mean, you guys can kind of see the shaft is rusted, and yeah, the inside's rusted, but if you kind of look at them, they're pretty clean for being, you know, what, 20, 25 years old, something like that, however old the trailer is. And that's assuming they came with the camper when it was new, because I remember my grandpa's 90 didn't come with jacks, and we actually had to use different jacks, and these here are something that they bought probably a couple of years into owning their Eagle, and they put these on them. So these things are way sturdy. I mean, phenomenal. Or if you're going to buy new ones, get the heavier weight rated jacks. It'll take more of the rocking out of the trailer. I've done that for people, taken off the factory jacks, put on aftermarket ones that were rated for more weight. Not for lifting per se, because they're not designed to lift, they're designed to stabilize, even though they do lift your coach a little bit. But that actually takes a lot of the rocking out of the camper if you can get better jacks. So yeah, we're just doing some fooling around with it here today, and see if we can get the furnace there to run. I might try to light the water heater if I can get propane and everything working. I've already got it plugged in. I got a light on inside already. There's a radio I'd like to put together in there. Don't have any lights in the bedroom. Nope, they're gone. Took them out. Oh, sorry, here's the wires. My bad. So, yeah. Found a new soft spot in the floor. This is getting worse. So, found out that the siding for the back wall is going to be about, I think right now, somewhere between 3 to 4 weeks. So I'm trying to get that order in right now with them, so I can have that in time to do the rest of this. I have my drawings pretty well figured out. I keep staring at the drawings, staring at the trailer, and hoping that I have all my measurements figured out correctly. If I'm ambitious and there's room in the trash can, I may rip out this carpet in here and the insulation and stuff, so I get this ready to go. Took my Claritin this morning, Claritin D this morning, so the mold and funk in here really shouldn't bother me too much. Yeah, we've already done an air pressure test on it last year. In the fall, I made sure it was winterized. I blew it out with air, but beforehand I hooked up an air gauge to the trailer and put air in the water system. Made sure it held, which it does. 40 pounds of air for 10 minutes is a pass. So, oh, I know, I've got some cleaner. I want to try and see if I can clean these sinks. Hey guys, I got something here to update you on. I did a bunch of cleaning, really. I don't know if I've done a whole lot of extra work here today on the trailer. I did change the LP regulator. I do have 2 bottles on it. I did find a huge, absolutely enormous mouse nest in the oven, which makes me think that any and all insulation around the oven itself that they have inside, I don't know if you know what I'm talking about, the actual interior of the oven and the actual box of the oven on the outside. I think the mice took all that out and brought it into the oven down where the burner is. The reason I know that it's that insulation is 2 reasons. One, it's white. And as you can see, insulation here in the trailer is pink. So it wasn't white insulation in the walls. Second, if you look at the back of your oven, where the gas line and the thermocoupler come through the back of your oven below the I guess we'll call it a shelf. You'll see on your unit, possibly on newer units, like a white insulation back in there, and that's what makes me think there's nothing in there, because I took a ton of it out. I mean, a ton of it. So here's something I was just doing. I was vacuuming back here. I cleaned the whole inside of this thing, and still pretty happy with everything I see. You know, nothing discourages me yet. Yeah, I pulled up the carpeting in the bathroom. I'll show you that here in a minute. And vacuumed the living room floor and cleaned out some cabinets. Actually, I vacuumed. I've been in every cabinet in this whole trailer. The only place I haven't been is under the tub yet. It's a shame that the floor is bad in this thing going into the bathroom, because the linoleum, if it wasn't for the carpet and that goofy carpet tape or whatever it is they use, the double-sided tape stuff to hold the carpet down, which really didn't do much. I picked it right up. Believe it or not, the flooring is really very nice still. When the linoleum gets wet, it actually gets brittle. So when you go to pick it up off the floor, assuming this isn't glued down to the decking, when you go to pick it up off the floor, actually it'll crack and split and tear very, very easily. So almost like, probably even more fragile than paper would be. So I can't do that. Not a problem though. The linoleum we've looked at is not very expensive, but it is still pretty good. It is good linoleum. I'm going to have a lot of leftover, because linoleum comes in 12-foot wide rolls. So if I can figure out a way to do my bathroom in here and the kitchen up front there out of I'm going to guess 10 by 12 roll, then I won't have to get, 20 foot. That's 12 wide. I can get, 12 foot wide, 10 foot long. So anyways, so here's what I thought was kind of funny. Maybe you guys would kick out. I'm calling this an all-terrain vacuum. Hey guys, here's an update for you on the 92 tonight. Actually doing pretty well. I'm pretty pleased with it. I've got the furnace working. Apparently somebody changed out the RV thermostat to a residential one, and the batteries are just dead, so that's a good thing. I kind of thought this was one of those ones that was hardwired into the trailer, but it's not. still got to figure out a little bit something with this air conditioner one, because that acts a little bit funny, but that's something else for later. It's about 9 o'clock. I can't believe how late it is. Time got away from me getting this thing cleaned up. It feels more comfortable being in here for as, dirty as it was to now. TV antenna, that's how you put it up and down. Was hanging off the side of the camper, and I wanted to get it kind of pulled back in over this way onto the roof. And, well, I found the crank, so that's a plus. The problem is the disc that goes on the ceiling that turns the antenna once it's up, that's gone. Didn't find that anywhere in the camper, but I found that. So and it ain't no good, but I found it. That's kind of laying on top of the air conditioner, and as it turns out, the antenna's kind of broke, and I'm probably going to get a new head for the antenna. That's not at the end of the world. I don't know if that's expensive now. I'll have to work on that. I'm pretty pleased with things today. I cleaned everything out, vacuumed up all the mouse dookies and stuff, and I got 2 20-pound propane bottles on there, one off my barbecue grill, and I have one that had a little bit in it, just to check things out. Water heater pilot, this is the old-fashioned kind. You have to light the pilot light on. Water heater pilot, kind of lazy flame. It won't really light the burner, but it will light. I think I'll fiddle with that tomorrow, and we'll see what happens. Maybe I can get that working better. But the burner lights and runs good and strong. Nice blue flame like it should. I'm even anxious to put water to this thing now. That's how good I feel right now. And I just want to make sure that all the drains and stuff don't leak. So, the stove works. I'm not going to try the oven because I'm afraid of setting the thing on fire. The stove works. The furnace works. You can hear that in the background kind of roaring. The water heater works. The AC does work, but just needs a little bit of love to get it to convince to come on. The bedroom, as you can kind of see, is kind of dark. Not a whole lot in here to really see, but yeah, maybe tomorrow I'll wipe down these walls and see if I can get these to kind of come back a little bit. I'll blow out the vents with my air compressor. Oh, yeah. Here, ready? There's the floor. That is linoleum. Isn't that a shame? Such nice looking linoleum. It's got good color still. It's not retro. It's not dated. The sad thing is, this is the bad part. Right here. Probably can't see that too well, but right there, from the carpet to carpet right to about there is getting weak back here, but it's real soft there. I've been walking on it, but I haven't fallen through yet, but it still seems manageable. So the carpeting in here cleaned up real nice. The cabinets in there, that's the first thing I did was vacuum up in here all this stuff. The radio would have went here. I don't know, I'm just really happy right now. That furnace is running strong. It's already got up to 68 in here. It's kind of getting chilly. Like I said, it was about 8:45 when I came back out. I went inside for dinner, came back out. So tomorrow we're going to check out that awning, see what it's like, get it up on the garage sale site to sell it, because I don't want that on here when I go to sell a trailer. I want a traditional roll-up awning. I found one for a good price, new. So my hope is to put a new 18-foot awning on here. If everything else goes well, I'll put a 20. But right now, I'm going to just sit tight and see what everything else comes up to be and what kind of money I have when the time comes. So what I'll probably do too for like the cushions and the sofa, which, the colors ain't, I don't know, I guess the colors aren't bad. I mean, they're all right. I mean, and they kind of match the valances, and I don't think the valances are really all that bad either color-wise. They're not very guy-friendly if you're looking for a hunting cabin, but, just a nice camper. You want to, empty nesters. And I seriously thought about renting this out, but I kind of think we're going to need our return back quicker, sooner than later. And I think to get back what we're going to put into it and make money, I think it would take a year or two to do that. So I just don't know if we have that kind of time. or any additional costs that might cost us. I don't want to have to put more money into this because somebody ruined something. So yeah, this has been a pretty cool day, pretty productive. I actually have a can and a half of trash, and one can is really all insulation. The other one's half a can, and it's just stuff that they had in the drawers. If you've seen the other videos, it's, you know, silverware and just other bric-a-brac junk and whatever. So yeah, this has been a really productive day. Very, very good. Getting excited, you know. Between you guys and I, don't tell the J-Flight this, but I almost wouldn't mind having this one, because by the time I'm done with it, it should be like perfect. You know, there's no slides, but that'll work. So, well, you guys stay tuned, and I will certainly try to get this up today or tomorrow, and then I'll have probably a part 2. Anything else I additionally do to this thing. So, you guys have fun. Stay cool. Signing off.